Hi friends, how are you today? Happy Friday. I have my DIY watercolors in front of me. If this is new to you and you have not seen the video where I started this, no biggie, we can go over it again. These are all of my markers that I stuck into a plastic cup with a little bit of water. What the water was supposed to do was draw the color out from the felt tip into the water to make a little bit of paint. Now, they are looking pretty colorful compared to the first time I made this video, so let's see how thick the color is. If it's not that thick and we can't really use it all that well, no biggie, it was just kind of an experiment on my part. If you like the way they are transferring onto your white paper, then you are more than welcome to keep them and continue to use them. I am going to pour mine into little baby mason jars, so I will be keeping mine. Maybe as they sit there, they'll thicken up a little bit more. Who knows, but I will be keeping mine. I don't have any watercolors around, so what could it hurt? All right, I have my white piece of paper here. You don't need watercolor paper in particular. I would just suggest if you have a smaller friend who likes to sit in one spot with the brush, that water may seep through because it's not watercolor paper. So you may just want something on the bottom. I even put a towel for me because I am super clumsy. So most likely I will end up ripping through or spilling some sort of paint, water, whatever. Just something to keep yourself safe and clean underneath is totally fine. Let's scoot those up just a little bit. And we are ready to paint. Now, of course, since I have my colors of the rainbow, I will be painting a rainbow to test out my colors. I'm gonna try red first. I'm gonna dip down at the bottom where I feel like everything's been kind of settled there for a while. All right, now I'm noticing with these watercolors that they go on pretty light, but like with any light watercolor, you just continue to tap into the strip that you just painted. If you grab some water, now I'm gonna grab my cup so I don't spill all over my paper as I'm going super slow to show you. Okie dokie. Now my red is done. I am going to move on to my orange. Reuse some of these brushes. I don't have enough, but I think that's going to be okay since our paint isn't too thick. It's not going to mix the colors up. Now with watercolors, these are pretty easily blendable, so if you do touch your orange to your red, it's not a big deal. It will just spread to the red a little bit. Now, this is just a tester to see if these colors are working. I would say my yellow is pretty invisible the first time around pressing that brush down. So I'm gonna go through and just tap some yellow paint onto that strip that's already there, hopefully transferring some of the color. Okay, now green, getting down at the bottom there. Accidentally put some green onto my yellow. Like I said, not a big deal. We're just testing the colors. And since these are super watery, it's kind of hard to control them. Like normal watercolors, you can control the thickness of the color by adding more water. And unfortunately here, we made our colors with a lot of water. So next one, we're gonna move to blue. Okay, now on to purple. Pink. Okay. Now we have one last color to test, our black. I'm going to do my signature with that because there is no black in the rainbow. And the black works probably just as well as everything else. To be expected. I actually thought this was going to be a little bit darker than everything else because of how dark black is in the cup, but now I'm going to put this up flat or else it's probably going to leak all over the place, but you see those colors did transfer to the paper pretty well. Like I said, just kind of doing that one line and then taking your pretty saturated wet, soaking wet brush as it's dripping, let one of those colors drip into your line. So let's say here is my red. To add a little bit more color, I'm going to take it and let it drip. And if that line of red is wet, the color will spread throughout the water. That's how watercolors work. So that will help you out a little bit if you're trying to get a little bit more color from your paints. I'm gonna move this over here.